Good evening, everybody. It's Sil Coffee here, bringing you the latest and the greatest in Div C teams here with Disband now and Macro Machines. They're going to be duking it out in a best of 3 match here tonight, and we do have a lobby right now, and I'm just going to let them know I'm ready. But if they need a few more minutes, they can have it, and we can talk about the map. All right, caster ready for the game. Looks like one team is saying we're ready to get the show on the road. But while we're waiting for everyone to say so, we can go ahead and take a look at map bans and picks because they're waiting for their taco. Someone's eating a taco because it is Taco Tuesday apparently, and obviously you cannot get in the way of someone's tacos. That is just wrong, okay? You must eat your tacos, so enjoy your taco. I totally support this because I love tacos. Anyways, chat, I hope all is going well with everybody. As you can see here on the screen, first pick map is that Disband now picked is Tomb of the Spider Queen. Super fun. Spider butts, gotta turn in the gems, all those things. We shall see how they decide to play this. I've seen this map played a bunch of different ways, but I'm looking forward to seeing how these teams want to play it. Hello, Saddleburr. Welcome. We're just waiting for everyone to finish their Taco Tuesday so that we can gear up and get a brawling on this map. All right. How's the weather where everyone is? Still super cloudy outside where I live, but 95 degrees. It's not that great. I'm really looking forward to cooler weather. Hopefully it will come soon. All right. So how is everybody tonight? Looking for some blood in the Nexus like everybody else? Good old Nexus brawling going on here. Alright, we're getting readies from both teams now. Tacos have been consumed and finished. I ate a donut and had a little bit of Celsius, so I should be nice and revved up to cast this. I'm still good to go. Yes, let me let them know. Good to go. These teams are all business. Hardly any lobby chat going on here other than the Taco Tuesday. Lord Shadowleaf says, tacos, but I'm eating pizza and beer right now. Fair enough. Just as good as tacos. It's like the other Wednesday beer and pizza. You're just a day off, but still all good. All right. Let's go ahead and go over to our draft screen here. What shall they ban? Hoku's thinking about it. What do you guys think? Macro Machines has been around for a long time, since I've been around in NGS, which hasn't been the whole time, but I started during COVID. I don't know about Disband now. This is a new team for me, but I recognize names in here. Killer Fairy, Kurama, they've all been around. HR-approved scuffling. Nice. Socially sanctioned quantity of violence. Yes, that's right, Carotid. Alright, Varian and Stukov, get that out of here. And also, here's a ban coming out on Sylvanas. Nobody wants to see that. Turning off towers, rude. And, you know, that's a very specific ban. And I do believe the white main usually refers to Jimmy Bob, who's on Macro Machines. But he's not in this lobby right now, so that's definitely a target ban. Though I do know their healer Saraleth does play it. Hoku first locks that Leoric. Johanna and Chromie being picked up. Lots of vision possibilities with Chromie, which is great because vision is power in maps like this because there's a lot of fog of war between the 3 lanes. Joe just a solid tank for Sir Noble there. And next 2 picks will be Anduin, sometimes called the Fun Police, and KT. I have to say it, he's gonna be da bomb. Thinking hard on these last bans. Who will it be? Perhaps another target ban. Can't hear the game sound? It might be because I have the game sound turned down. Is that a little bit better? Yeah, I think I was clicked out. Maiev ban. Definitely a target ban. Maybe Torquil, please? Maiev, I'm not sure. Is that better? And then last but not least, ban for red team. No Vala for you over there. All right, next 2 picks. Who will they pivot to without the Vala? Hey, Splendid Daddy. Is that better? Okay, thank you. I appreciate you guys letting me know about that. All right, Kurama picking up the Rhaegar and Killer Fairy playing Lunara, the Hoppy Deer. Also Vision, so they've got double vision potential with the Wisp and Time Traps over here from Chromie and Lunara. All right, how will they finish off their team on Macro Machines? Let's see. Stitches and Imperious. That is a beefy boy team over there if I've ever seen it, with a Leo, Imperious. I assume Imperious is going to be in the 4-man, and Stitches is quite a thick boy too. How will they respond? You think it'll be Hanzo? Not Hanzo here, but they need an offlaner unless they're planning on having Lunara in the off lane against Leo, because she can kite for days. Ah, this is a good pick. Malthael does that % damage, so they're going to want to play into the thick boys on Macro Machines over there. So that's a pretty good last pick, I think. All right, let's go. Game 1 between Disband now and Macro Machines. Looking forward to it. Bum, ba-da-dum, and the countdown to the loading screen is coming. Dun, dun, dun. Spider Queen time. Hanzo Tychus. Maybe the next game we'll get a Hanzo and a Tychus. They did not ban BOE, so the Hanzo, you know, that scatter arrow build for the Immortals. All right, let's go ahead and get the show on the road here. Goku riding that, Luke Goblin playing Chromie, Chernobyl on the Johanna, Undead 752 on the Malthael, Kurama playing the Hoppy Deer, and Killer Fairy healing on that Rhaegar. Love that skin, by the way. All right, on the red team, Torquin playing Stab Daddy himself, Imperious, Waterlong playing KT, Saralath on the Fun Police himself, Anduin, and I'm a Burb on Stitches, and Hoku playing the dead Skelly King himself, Leoric. Let's go ahead and follow these teams into this initial scuffle. Usually there's a dance, some sprays. Take a look at these. Time Trap goes out immediately and is half health. Look at that. Double vision there. W build on the Chromie, shield build on that Rhaegar, and healing big. Ooh, getting those W stacks on that Chromie. Big stab out onto Malthael, but there is the unstoppable by the Rhaegar. 19 stacks on shield. I'm a Burb looking for a hook, but misses. Let's see, teams rotating already top, setting up that time track. All right, big damage coming out into Chernobyl's unstoppable is popped, and they were able to walk away. So she's gonna have to go lick her wounds. Meanwhile, blue team down here, Disband now, is making sure they stay ahead and soak a little bit. There's a stab, but it misses. I love that Stitches skin, by the way. Does anyone remember when we had the brawl with the pool, the Stitches, and you're like throwing your buckets over the pool and trying to catch people on the other side? That was good times. All right, already blue team trying to get ahead on Macro down here, looking to get these siege die-ins, and they're not sniffed out at all. But red team's like, we're gonna get this big camp first and look to get a bit of push mid. All right, so both teams pretty close on CC here. CC. Oh my goodness, I'm old and I cannot talk. I meant experience points here. I love that tink sound that the his sand shovel makes when he's hitting auto-attacking. And they're gonna push right into this wall and look to get a little bit of pressure here in mid for Macro Machines. Oh, is it the current brawl splendid? I don't pay attention to the brawls. I thought they had some kind of cart thing going on. Alright, Condemn coming out into a shield grave. There's a stab into Killer Fairy, and Sarah Laugh said, no, 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 you cannot be in there, and uses his pull to get out. Alright, there was a Purge coming out onto KT, but alas, KT is able to walk away. That Purge actually hurts so bad when you play against it. It's a huge slow, and it'll be interesting to see if Killer Fairy takes that Super Purge at 7. Does anyone remember what the name of the Super Purge talent is? I cannot remember. Take a look at this. We have piercing Q's there. And I'm going to give some love to these offlaners briefly, as Undead 752 is pushing into this wall. Hoku playing it cool. They do have a tower down here. There's a big whack. And Torquin comes in trying to help their homie out, misses the stab, and Undead just Wraith walks away. Even though he doesn't have a Wraith walk, but he is a Wraith, so that's kind of fun to say. Alright. Don't think you're showing talent picks, by the way. You can't see the talent picks right now? We have W build 10 stacks on the Chromie. Shield at 1. Burb sends out a hook, but it misses. Hope you guys can see the talents. I made sure to update my, what's it called? The Aliops. When I did my first cast of the season, my Aliops was super old. I hadn't realized I hadn't casted in 2 years. And so there was like weird bugs going on with that. So they're looking for a pick over here on Johanna, but alas, Joe is able to walk away. Alright, I see Killer Fairy and bot lane turning in, and I think and Undead doing so, they're going to be able to get all their gens in. Big stab coming out, but alas, there's no other follow-up for that stab. Looks like Disband now is going to get their 8s sooner than Red Team, but Blue Team gets the turn in, and let's see how much value they can get out of this push. Alright, Condemn coming out. And already Chromie setting up here to make sure that the Spider can push in top lane. Boss lane's traditionally the lane that you see pushed a lot, setting up their time traps there. Did they put triple time traps? They did indeed. I think triple time traps, even though they're hard to manage, are just really OP. There's Sands coming out onto Immerberg, but they just walk away because they pop their trait right there. Alright. Poor Immerberg stuck in the sands, which sometimes call the Swamp of Sadness, because it is sad to be stuck in there. And big hook coming out onto Killer Fairy, but not much they can do to follow up. But now their home dog KT is here to help defend this. Okie dokie. That's some decent push here in mid, and bot lane also half health on this bottom fort here. And it looks like Blue Team is calling to finish this off so that they can get that catapult pressure down on bot lane. And there it is. They indeed get that catapult pressure. They're going to go immediately down to these siege giants. Meanwhile, Red Team working on their big camp up there in mid lane. Alright, Chromie going back for mana. Let's take a look mid here. 10s are almost online for both teams, but Red Team manages to cap it just a few seconds before Blue Team. Immerberg should be a little bit careful here, although they don't know where the enemy team is, though they probably guess. They're on their big camp there. They have 1 gem left for red team to turn in. Stitches has 18 of them. Be a little bit red, but we can go ahead and take a look at these ultis here that are online for both teams. They do get that cap. We've got Entomb, Light Bomb, Gorge. KT is still thinking about what they want to take, and I do believe that's a kidnap ulti for the Imperious. Sands, as we saw earlier, because Kuromi's special like that, she gets her early Sands shield and ancestral healing and the hippity hop. Alright, they're looking for a kill out onto Undead. The kidnap does miss. There's a condemn coming out, but Anduin has cool, and Kuromi is just peppering the backline with her W there and zoning them out with Sands. Great defense by blue team here. And what is this ulti? Tormented Souls. I don't know much about playing Malthael. Does anyone have any insights about that ulti? There is, speaking of ultis, Rhaegar does pop their ult rather early. There's the Light Bomb combo coming out into the spear. Great CC chain, but Undead manages to pop out of that, and they get a counter kill on Stitches instead of getting the kill on the Malthael. That was a very exciting play for blue team. Great defense by them. All right, Kuromi picking stasis there, because remember their special there is the stab coming out onto Kurama, but alas, they cannot finish it up. All right. Let's see what they're gonna do here. Teams are just cleaning up lanes, trying to march towards that level 13 to get to the next tier. But top lane looking pretty good. Blue, both bottom fourths are gone. This is fairly even. A little bit more. The red side has more of their mid port than blue. But let's see how this pans out. Oh, what a great stasis by Hohu to deny the hook from I'm a Burb on Stitches. Well played, sir. All right, red team has turned in, and they're going to look to see if they can get a push up here. 13s are now online for both teams. It was just so the macroing for both these teams are so close that no one's really going to be able to get a tier advantage unless there's a huge team wipe. There is Hoku coming out with that Entomb, but Kurama able to do their deer hoppy thing away. There's big damage from him. Big stab. There's the kidnap, but alas, it misses. All right. Lots of back and forth. Go ahead and pull up this stat here. You guys can take a look at what's going on with that. Oh, just missed that hook by a tiny sliver. So close. Big damage coming out onto the Imperious. There's the kill out onto Anduin as well, and they're looking for blood on blue team. They're going to be pulling up, but alas, they're getting too close to those towers, and so they decide to back away. They get 2 kills, and they're looking at boss right now. All right, blue team looking to cap this boss as quickly as possible while they have 2 dead on the red team here. Take a look at those talents. They're going to look to try to secure this top lane, see if they can get a little bit more pressure. Meanwhile, you can see on the mini-map in the corner that red team has a lot of pressure in mid, and they have that big Sam, but blue team really wants this top fort here. All right, big Entomb coming out. There's the Ancestral and Unstoppable being popped out on some Undead right back in the middle, trying to put all that damage. There's the Sands being dropped out. Light Bomb does connect with it, but alas, they do get the kill out onto the Stitches. Big stab onto the deer in the backline, but Saralab pulls this lovely Imperious, but Imperious is like, I want more blood. I have kidnapped you, Johanna, but Johanna ends up popping Unstoppable. And they managed to get the kill out onto KT. Turquin running out. There's no way he was going to get out of that, and so I can understand trying to spend a little bit more get a little bit more space for their team there. But alas, they do have the Spider Queen marching on this top keep here. Will they look for more kills and try and run? Not sure. Big damage coming out onto Hoku from the Deer Hop there. I'm a bird stuck in the Swamp of Sadness, being body blocked by Johanna. And they're looking to hit this core, and the shield is going down quick. There's the KT ulti trying to stop them, but alas, it is going down quickly. GG. Great game from both teams here. Congratulations, Disband. Now you've got your first point in this match. All right, I'm going to go ahead and go to the game summary and update the score. There we go. All right, that Chromie wrecking there. Lots of value from the Swamp of Sadness. It was really hard for Stitches to get out of the Swamp of Sadness, especially when they had this Johanna body blocking them in that last fight. So that was really difficult for them. But a very close game. It just had a sudden turn right in that last, with the boss plus the blue turn. And so well played and timed for Disband now. So I'll be curious to see what map they want to go to. This is the map that Disband now chose, so we'll see if they're going to take first pick or maybe they'll take map again, because sometimes teams have a preference. We shall see. All right. Let me ask them where they're going to. Hopefully we'll get a map soon. Let me go back to this one scene here. All right. What do you guys think? What if you guys know these teams, what map do you think they're going to go to next? We still have a bunch of maps left. So no Braxis, D-Shire, Sky Temple, or Alterac. Infernal Shrines, perhaps. That's usually one of the most common maps you see. Maybe Todd. Todd would be a good one. I'm not sure. What do you guys think in chat? We'll have to see. Thank you for the follows, everybody. Ah, it is indeed Todd. Let's go to Todd. Let me update this really quickly, and I'm going to get into that draft. Let's see who picked map. D-Band, they picked map, okay. So they wanted first pick on Macro Machine. So picked TOD, Towers of Doom. Should be a very exciting map. I like this map because this map is like anything goes. I've literally been in games on this map where my team only has 1 point on their core left and we came back and won. So it's often called Towers of Comeback. Shall we see a comeback? Who knows? We'll have to get into this game to see how it plays out. All right, I'm gonna let them know Caster is ready to. GG, well played. Last game all. Todd McFarm lanes. Very nice. Towers of Doom. Towers of Comeback. I wonder if anyone will pick something spicy. I thought Disband now did a really great job of countering the kind of beefy boy vibe that they were going for on Macro Machine. So lots of awareness with how the heroes are played. So looking forward to see how it'll play out for this map. What do you guys think? All right, I think everyone is, this is the part in the lobby where everyone's conferring with their team. It's like, huddle up, homies. We're going to figure out what we're going to do for the next game. What combos are we going to play? Put me in, coach. What's going to be next? All good fun, or I really want to play this hero. Please let me play this hero. We shall see. But then there's bans, and then it ruins your dreams of the heroes you want to play. So how's everyone doing tonight? Hopefully well. I heard there's a big storm in the south because it's hurricane season. Hopefully everybody's staying safe out there. It looks like Rocca's team just played. There's lots of banter going on in the NGS in-game client chat. Should be fun. Oh! And huzzah, my daughter has figured out how to use Bluetooth, so that is something to celebrate. Yay! Drinking coffee right now. You know, I approve of that. I'm not a caffeine supremacist, but I do love coffee. I love it so much. It is delicious. Appreciate what you did there, Lord Shadowleaves. I'm full of rice. And everything nice too, right, Carotid? Yep, Caster is still ready. And someone on Macro Machines is full of tacos because they had Taco Tuesday. Now I kind of want Taco Tuesday. Maybe I'll have to get some tacos after this cast. We shall see. Perfect.
Towers of Doom.
Let's go, Towers of Doom. Dun dun dun. I'm so glad I have this fidget toy here. Can you guys hear that? It's really addictive. It's a little... I'll have to take a picture of it and put it on the stream sometime, but it's literally this tombstone that says RIP on it, and it's 2 of them together with magnets, and it has a little happy ghost on the inside, and it makes this clicky sound. Oh yeah, I was expecting that. Goku did a lot of damage and had a lot of value from that Chromie, so that's definitely target ban. Speaking of target bans, they don't want to see a white main coming out for Macro Machines. Also target ban. I mean, to be fair, white main can ruin dreams. And then she has that cackle. And speaking of dream ruiners, they want to get rid of Stukov because that is no fun to play into if you're getting in a Stukov puddle. Probius? Alright. Who plays Probius on this map? I must know. Afterwards, I have to ask Macro Machines this because I love playing Probius and I love to see Probius. He's so much fun. Alright. Very wise ban with that Stukov because variant into Stukov puddle is so hard. But alas, that's not the only training wheels comp you can take with a variant, and we might see maybe a Tron with a stun arrow there. Very powerful. Killer Fairy playing the Ming. Garrosh. And Alarak, that is a spicy pick. Last bands. What shall it be? Alright, I'm curious to see what Waterlong will take because... Okay, no Malfurion. Fair, because Saralath's Malfurion couldn't ruin dreams and make people cry. But they played mage in the last game, but now we have Tarquin playing a mage, a melee mage. So will they take AA or will they take double mage for this map? And no Anduin for you either. See what they'll pick instead. I wouldn't be surprised to see another Malthael pick. Oh! I've been disproven. Johanna and Uther. That's a lot of stuns. And perhaps a Smash variant then. Which makes it really difficult. Unless this is a 4-man variant. And they're doing their own version of Beefy Boys just like Macro Machines did in the last game. But there is the Brightwing being picked up. And Junkrat. Alright. What will Goku take for this? And will there be a switcheroo or not? Because last game Killer Fairy was the healer and Goku played Chromie. Will they pick something for someone else, or are they really going to play that last slot there? And it's going to be Falstad. All right. A bit of a global presence, so I suspect that Varian will be running around with people while Falstad is looking to get stacked and use their global ability, maybe invade camps. Leo is great on this map, so I like that pick from Hoku. They're going to be able to get a lot of value because you can Wraith walk between mid and top really quickly, and clear very quickly. Abathur? I don't think so. Although I have seen it on this map. Everyone, you have ruined Ducky's dreams by not picking Abathur, but alas, I'm sure we'll see some teams in NGS picking Abathur at some point. All right, game 2. Disband now versus Macro Machines. All right, Goku picking up the Pirate Bird there. Killer Fairy on the Ming and a beautiful plushy unicorn there. Karama on the Uther, and we have Johanna on Undead 752. Is that an offlane Johanna? Perhaps it's an offlane Johanna. And then Sir Noble on that Varian. Let's take a look at Red Team right here. I'm a bird playing the Garrosh Tarquin on that Alarak, and Waterlung playing Junkrat. Saralath on the Fruit Fly known as VW, and Hoku once again playing the Skelly Lord. Let's go mid to see what's going to go on. Even though it doesn't look like blue team wants to scuffle mid, they're going to go straight 2 lanes because they don't want to potentially stack that Alarak, I think. They don't want to give him sadism. And you know what happens when Alarak dies? It's sadism, everybody. All right. No scuffle there because they don't want to stack people. All right. Junkrat anchoring that trap there, and I'm a bird running around on their mount because that's what you do when you play Garrosh. You want to run in, you grab someone, you toss them away. Speaking of that, they do get that toss pulled into a polymorph. There's the silence go out, but not quite enough damage to finish off the kill on the Varian. Great combo by them. If they're able to get some of that once they get a bit of scaling, it's going to be a really scary combo. All right. And they're already looking to invade here. They know that Falstad and Johanna are top bullying poor Hoku up there on the Leo, so they're like, this is our camp now. Get out of here. Yeah, I agree with that. All right. Let's take a look at those. Didn't look at talents here. All right. Like I said, Hoku looking, or not Hoku. Hoku and Goku. Oh my goodness, this is going to be mind-bending for me. Hoku and Goku facing off in mid, looking to try to get a little bit of damage here and bully poor Hoku. But you know what? She's a skeleton queen, and she can just Wraith walk away. She's out of here. Meanwhile, in bot lane, let's take a look at this. Red team looking to push in these pumpkins to get some value on this bot keep. Looks like they're gonna get it. All right. Big Ming balls right there. Hammer. We do have. There's the silence. Goku on the flank. They do get the taunt and followed up stun from the Varian, but there is I'm a Burp tossing their friend Alarak out of the way. Meanwhile, Waterlong looking to flank people with their Junkrat balls. They did go Q build at 4, so they're looking to stack that. The dings are always fun. I wonder if they're gonna go, if this game goes to 20, there's a talent where you get giant cannonballs on Junkrat. All right, there's 2 up here, and it looks like they're gonna try to double cap, but they do have a Brightwing in bot lane looking to do this. Meanwhile, there's the taunt coming out, and Saralath is coming in to heal up Hoku. There's the toss out onto Undead. And Alarak on the flank there. Polymorph does go out onto the Johanna, and red team bullies them off of this, and they do get to cap 2 of these objectives. Yeah, it's true. He's not a real boy until he turns 4. Poor Varian. But he's been 4 for a little while now. What did he go at level 1? Alright. With the parry talents. Usually when I see a tank variant, I see a Q at 1. Number 1, it is a big slow. And 2, there's a sustain talent with it later. So you can literally self-sustain with it, and then you can also slow finish kills or help with engages. Parry talent's not bad though. It's just usually not what I see. Alright, big boop coming up, but alas they can't invade this. It's be too risky for red team right here. Alright, meanwhile, red team is gonna go ahead and grab that, but Goku wants some more Q stacks on their foul stat. They're sitting at 17 right now. Let's see, I don't really see anything really, there's the taunt coming up. Brightwing immediately Zing in onto the Alarak, the taunted target. Alright, there's the polymorph, and Unstoppable is popped to let Goku fly away on their bird. They're gonna get a lot more damage. They're doing a really good job of trying to push these pumpkins in on bot lane. Generally that 4-man pressure bot is what you see. But it could be a little bit difficult depending on how that foul stat is going to play. This Sarah left looking to cap this bot when I think they're going to go ahead and get it. Meanwhile, there's big taunt coming out to Hoku, but is saved by their homie Brightwing. There's the toss out from Trauma. Big stun, and Unstoppable is popped on Garrosh, and they're walking away because they're taking so much damage on red team. We'll see if they'll be able to poke them out for much longer, while BW passively heals in his little healing circle. There's the root, and there's the kill out onto the Li Ming. Polymorph comes in. Goku's still trying to get this. But alas, there's the throw and a stun coming in. Lots of damage. And Uther has passed away. But the great thing about Uther is he's still healing for a little while when he's a ghost. But there's big kills coming out onto both tanks here. And red team secures this next cap here. Well played, Macro Machines. Hoku's like, come back here, you've been bullying me all game. Which is pretty normal. When you have a global hero, you can do that. You can bully the offlaner on the other team. See, red teams. Macro Machines is going to go ahead and secure bot. And they've got 10s, but we'll see how team fight vibes are going to change once blue team gets their 10s. And we'll have to see how that plays out for them. Alright, they're gonna secure this pumpkin camp. Chernobyl looking to come in. But there's the polymorph and the throw out. I'm a bird was like, this is our camp. Stay out. But there is a flank coming out by Goku and Johanna, and they managed to secure the kill on Junkrat. What a great flank. Alright, and it looks like the quest at level 1 has been completed. There's the taunt coming out onto Johanna, but Unstoppable is popped. And they're gonna guard this bottom, keep with their life. Throw is popped. There is a great in-tune trapping. Polymorph, Chernobyl is in there. Invulnerable is popped, and he's able to walk away because of the Uther ulti. Right, nicely done. Both teams. Meanwhile, you can see on the minimap, Junkrat is over there securing their other camp. And Johanna up top doing Johanna things. I assume she took that level 4. She did. This level 4 right here allows them to clear waves rather quickly. Alright. There is the boop, and Chernobyl is booped right in there. There's a wrecking ball and pull plus the silence from Unstoppable is popped, and Junkrat manages to peel a bit. I really thought I'm a Bird was toast there, but alas, they walk out. There is so much things there. All Pirates are is going on for all the teams, plus the time the Polymorph and big condemn from the Johanna. The pull from Torquid misses, but they do get the kill out on Joe, and now will they get the kill? Just one more whack, and Chernobyl walks away. I cannot believe it. I thought for sure he was toast, but alas, he's like, I'm out of here. And Junkrat flying back to safety. That was a spicy fight, everyone. Very spicy. 13s are online, and they do have tier advantage at this point. Junkrat, did he take the extra boop? Yeah, he did. Right here. Ripper Air. That means he can rotate between lanes super quickly. I don't know if you guys saw that, but you watch him flying across the lane like that. Johanna sniffs this out, but there's not much Joe can do about Junkrat and Leoric up here in top. Meanwhile, there's the Entomb being popped, and Johanna uses her Unstoppable, and I do believe will not walk away with that boop, but alas, they can still get out. Meanwhile, bot lane, red team is valiantly defending this bottom keep. There's the taunt coming out and the throw out onto the Alarak. Just a few more Ming balls onto that, and they'll be able to plink it down. So very close. Great defense. 3v4 here. Taunt coming out onto I'm a Bird, but there's a counter engage from the Alarak. Very scary. Preventing the Uther to do a follow-up taunt. Alright, meanwhile, I'm a Bird tossing Varian away, but there's Goku looking like, you can't take this, this is our camp. There's a pull coming out onto Kurama. Invuln is popped, so is Unstoppable on that. There is the hammer, and will they be able to stand on this? Meanwhile, there's Johanna coming in with a falling sword, but they manage to cap the camp, and they get kills. Oh my goodness, what a counter engage by Disband now. Well played. Meanwhile, Goku flying up here on a Bird does get the Wraith hand on them, but alas, it is just one small skeleton king versus a full team of 5, and they do manage to cap both of these objectives and get those shots. 4, so it's 8 shots total. Killer Fairy's like, guys, they're dead. Let's go. We can get these pumpkins. It's our turn to get bot now. What a great use of falling sword by Johanna in that fight. All right, Junkrat here looking to defend the pumpkins and manages to boop them away. And it gets a tower. 6 teams are now online. They have the tier advantage on Disband now.
Heroes, I have opened a tunnel near our
Alright. This is a big scuffling. What did Ming take? I want to take a look at this Ming. Wave of Force. And of course, the teleport build. Calamity, that's what it is. I couldn't think of it off the top of my head. But it is Calamity. Okay, they're gonna scuffle and set up for the next objective here. Oh no! Park went a little bit on there. Oh no, my gosh, there's a big fight and all of the things go down. They're all pressing R and big damage is coming out. There is the BW is going in, and Junkrat just flying in looking for blood on the Ming, but Ming manages to get out and flying in looking for more damage over here. I've never quite seen that. I'd love to see that on a Junkrat. Crazy team fight potential there. Love to see it, everybody. Alright, they're gonna go ahead and secure this, even though there's only one down. Blue team did have to back off because they took a lot of damage in that encounter. Alright, Brightwing is gonna go ahead and secure this. Meanwhile, Hoku's gonna get a little bit harassed up here, but they've got homies on the way. but they did leave Alarak and bot trying to furiously finish that off. There's the taunt coming out, polymorph and silence and taunt, and all of buttons are being pushed here. Meanwhile, the bird is flying in the back looking to get all the damage onto Junkrat, but Junkrat boops away. Gonna try to use those Junkrat Qs to stop the... I mean, that's got to be so frustrating. You're trying to stop the tap, and now you have a Riptire, but it is denied by Wind Tunnel. All right, and it looks like Red Team has bullied them off. Insane plays from both teams. All the buttons being pushed. What a fun game to watch, everybody. All right. They're gonna go back to their job of defending bot here. Meanwhile, they're like, get off of this, this is ours. Big damage coming out and a silence, but invulnerable is popped, and Uther is able to walk away from that encounter. He almost didn't live. He almost went into his ghost form there. All right. Now they can go ahead and get this since they've defended that. Varian scouting things with his flag there, or should I say banner. Is it the spell power one? Of course it's the spell power one, and I'm a bird pays for their life because their team was split a little bit there. Saralath in a little bit of trouble is able to blink away, and meanwhile Hoku is able to raid the way as well. They have so many escapes over there. Killer Fairy wants blood teleporting into there, but alas, you're not unable to catch them. Meanwhile, oh, big taunt coming onto Leo, and there's the boop booping out all of those homies on there. Great peel by Waterlong. Looking to get a little bit pressure here, see if they can protect this middle keep here. Junkrat, and does it land? And it's, oh, Ming barely lives. That was a close one, well played by Junkrat. Okay, bot objective is spawning now. Johanna is here to cap this, and they do have level 20s. They don't have 20s yet on macro machines. So there's the taunt, and they do get the kill out onto Leo. I can hear chat saying, hey guys and gals, we need to get 20s, because they have 20s. And 20s, frankly, will be huge for Red Team, especially assuming we get Silence Entomb. Can be really big, especially in that kind of heavy front line that they have. If they can get a big Entomb here, it could change the tide of the game. Big taunt coming out onto Bird. There's the Unstoppable is picked, followed up by AoE and Vuln. So Uther's ulti is down. So great defense by macro machines here. Let's see what they're gonna do. We're still waiting for those level 20s to come online. Can show, but can't forget there's the wind tunnel coming up, but it doesn't land them into a wall. There is a pick out onto Waterlong there. Brightwing almost going down, but is able to blink heal away to safety. Hoku is like, I'm out of here. We've lost our homies, but there is a Silence Entomb out onto Johanna. Meanwhile, the flank over here, Torquin getting low. Will he have Sadisms? And he does have Sadisms. He loses his Sadism stacks there. Ooh, that's rough. And they managed to get the last kill out onto Brightwing and poor little Fruit Fly's bodies there, and they're gonna finish off this bottom keep. What a counter engage, big wave of force pushing them back into their team, and I'm a Verb in a lot of trouble, but is taunted and does go down. There's the flank by Goku again. Man, this bird has some crazy flanks on this team. And, you know, of course, main healer Johanna here with upgraded Falling Sword. That's a joke, of course, but, you know. Every Johanna player likes to say it, I assume.
Swift, heroes.
All right, Goku is gonna go ahead and cap this, but and
enough of this charade.
that is game, I believe. They got both of them. Nope. Yes? No, 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 no. I'm looking at the wrong score. Still have 10 points. They're gonna go for the boss. Okay. Don't think they can do anything about this. Yeah, 93 Q stacks on the foul stat. They're gonna be able to plink this down before anyone can come back. And it looks like red team is gonna prio that bot keep. So that's 4 less, so 6 points. Like I said, this is gonna be a close game. I've seen games on here where you have 1 point and you can have a comeback. They just need either team one good engage and then it's done. So who knows? Both teams have been getting great engages. We'll have to see how it pans out. They do manage to secure bot. Meanwhile, blue is going to be like, you're going to take our bot, we're going to take top. All right. That Ming can be quite scary when you get a team low. Then you can get crazy resets killing people. All right. 2 objectives. See them set up over here. I love seeing that that Ripper air talent on Junkrat. It just was like crazy distance, right? All right. Ooh, they're looking to stop these pumpkins. Oh, big wave of force manages to get Hoku there under their keep, and big damage coming out. There's a counter kill onto Johanna. They're down a tank on blue team, but Skeleton King went down, but guess what? He shall rise again. Trait value, but this bird is being very suspicious right there, looking probably for a wind tunnel, and they do manage to get a kill out onto that Uther. Killer Fairy just popping off with that Calamity talent, but they get the kill out onto Garage, and oh my goodness! The wave of force is big! But 3 are down. There's the wind tunnel. Saralap looking to try to help them, but is taunted and zoned out, and they're looking for another kill, and they manage to get the blood, but now the bird is silenced, and will Hoku get the kill here? Yes, they do! What a crazy fight! And they're looking for more blood. Hoku's like, get back here! Meanwhile, Junkrat's like, I got this, homie, I got it. This game is crazy. 1 point left for Macro Machines. Will they be able to make this up? We'll see. This game is crazy close. Big blind coming out. 2 tanks versus a Skeleton King. And obviously a Junkrat who boots them away. Waiting for the cooldown on their giant cannonballs. As you notice, ooh, they do manage to get that kill. And there is the Riptire! And big silence in Tomb. Invulnerable is popped, but alas, they decide to just go ahead and give that to them. Big plays coming out from both teams. My goodness. All right, let's go ahead and see if they're going to manage to secure this. What did Hoku take it for? She took the Kneel Peasants. It just makes it a little bit easier for you to clear everything with that talent. Despite, you know, they gave Leo in one of the patches a baseline clear, which is pretty nice. So I see a lot of people taking this slow at 4, but I personally like Kneel Peasants if that's your job to like make sure you're clearing everything. Red team needs to be super careful because up top here, you can see they're putting pressure with those pumpkins, and if they don't clear these pumpkins, it's game. Big silence and Tomb coming out, but they just buying time for their team to get here. And there's the wind tunnel, and they managed to get the shots in, and that is GG. Well played. Disband now. Congratulations. All right. That is a 2-0 game here. Take a look at that game summary and update our points. But what an incredibly close series. That last game was insane close. Oh no, waiting for game results. There it is. All right, let's take a look at these stats here. Killer Fairy got so much value. I saw a lot of great wave of forces where she pushed the enemy into the team and they used all of their point and click to murder them. And let's see what else. Anything out of the norm? Great Junkrat plays. I loved seeing the way Waterlong was playing that. Yeah, it was such a crazy game. It was a great game and such a pleasure to cast. I'm going to ask if anyone wants to do an interview on Disband now. Go ahead and pop into a lobby to see if anyone wants to join me. But if not, I'm good. I'm kind of tired tonight. Apologize if that reflected in my cast. I tried to drink some caffeine to keep me peppy. That game was really fun to watch, and this is why I enjoy casting in NGS, is to see those kind of close-knit games like that. So really well done. So if anyone on Disband now would like to join me, I'd love to chat with you guys. If not, we'll call it a night. I'll just give everyone a moment. I'm in the NGS Discord if anyone wants to come over. I think I'm in a lobby that people can come in. Yeah. There we
Hello.
go. Hey, Goku.
Hey.
Those were some crazy games, especially that last game. Congratulations on your 2-0 series.
Thanks.
Yeah,
thanks. Didn't feel like a 2-0, but thanks.
They made you work for it really hard in that last game.
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
But that wind tunnel, man, and just also great flanks playing the bird that game. You guys really bullied poor Hoku in the off lane there.
Thank you. I was more proud of bullying Waterlong when I could.
Oh, yes.
That Junkrat needs to go.
Yeah, he did so much work on that Junkrat, and I've never quite seen it like that. But yeah, you did put a lot of pressure on him in the back there too, so good job.
Thank you.
So tell me what you guys did to prepare for these games.
We had last-minute scouting from Kurama, really popping off with that.
Well done. Good job, Kurama.
I probably would not have banned what we banned tonight because I didn't do any scouting.
Okay.
So necessary bans, yeah. They're a scary bunch. Play a good set. We saw the white man and we knew that had to go in the scouting report. Like, they play a lot and they play it well when it's up. They've shown an affinity just taking it, so we knew that had to go, and just across the board. And we genuinely felt like Chromie Varian were just going to be a super contested pick pretty much the entire set.
Interesting.
They proved me wrong in game 2 by banning the Chromie, and they threw me for a loop.
Yeah, the Alarak was a little bit scary, wasn't it?
A little bit? A little? Maybe a lot of bit.
Yeah, I was like, they're landing their combos, and that's terrifying.
Yeah, nerf Torkin. Turpy.
I don't know.
We're going with Turpy.
Definitely a scary Alarak, so yeah, well played
Absolutely.
on the Alarak. So, do you have any shout-outs or anything else you'd like to tell the audience and your fans out here on Twitch?
Oh, well, if we're going to go for shout-outs, then yeah. Big shout-out to our sub Shadow Leaves, his dog Rocket. We all love Rocket.
Rocket MVP, according to chat here.
Amen. Big shout-out to Macro Machines. They put on a very killer set and had us just on the edge of our seats the entire time. Yeah, and honestly, nerf Waterlong, please.
All right. Well said, sir. Well said. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for providing me with an awesome cast here. So, GG's, well played. You guys have a good night.
You as well.
Good night. All right, folks, that is it for me tonight. I am not feeling the best, so I'm going to get out of here. Everyone, stay cool and have a good time in the Nexus. Good night, everybody.